Alright, time to call mccook again, because none of the other numbers worked. I need someone to take the time to make these calls with me, but nobody's looking at the evidence. Nobody's helping me make these calls. It's not my fault that these people have their own lives to live. But the fact is, law enforcement is not doing a goddamn thing about the crimes against me. Actually, I guess we'll call Brent Jepson first.
Call has been forwarded to an automated voice messaging system. 308 The mailbox is full and cannot accept any messages at this time. Goodbye.
Well, that did me no good. It's not that I didn't go to people for help, it's that they just simply didn't care enough to do so. They didn't care enough to speak out. They didn't care because I'm the one being abused, not them. Candace Bondurant threw me out into the cold to be victimized. And she knew goddamn well that's what she was doing. But then again, she was intimidated by the police.
Public Safety Center.
Hello, this is Sean Schwartz again.
Yes, sir.
I've made every call that I can for 5 years. People keep giving me the same suggestions to the same places. The abuse against me needs to stop and somebody needs to do something about it.
Okay.
There's a woman named Natalie Bollinger who was killed in 2017. Law enforcement in the state of Colorado assaulted me over it, a very specific officer by the name of Waylon Lolotai. Since then, all of the officers and departments that I went to before Natalie's death trying to get help have done the same things since her death. They have done everything that they can to assist my predators. The gaslighting has not stopped. The threats, harassment, and intimidation have not stopped. The assaults need to be dealt with. Someone needs to do something about it. It's been 5 years of this. I have had to flee multiple times from abuse, and law enforcement is taking part in it. I have a whole room full of evidence that I've been trying to show someone. The problem is that law enforcement keeps going out of their way to make every excuse why it's not their job. There is only one law enforcement in Dual County. There is no police department there to turn this into. There is only Scott DaCosta. Now, the State Patrol repeatedly ignored my pleas for help. They repeatedly ignored my disabilities, and when it comes to the law enforcement community, they're ignoring my rights as an intelligent person because I'm disabled, and they're ignoring my rights as a disabled person because I'm intelligent. This needs to stop. I can't continue to make calls to places that aren't going to do anything. I have to make these calls by myself. I have no one in my corner to make these calls with me. I am a disabled and at-risk adult. Someone needs to step in.
Okay, you said this is in Colorado?
It's in Nebraska too. Scott DaCosta is in Dual County, and they've been, every time that I try to turn him in, he either sends me to the nuthatch or he trumps up charges to lock me up on. Last time I tried to turn them in, there were 4 people I was trying to turn in. Scott DaCosta, his receptionist Leslie Snell, her friend, his name is Robert Warnick. He is a registered sex offender here in Nebraska, and an officer who used to be a friend of mine who is involved in the Natalie Bollinger case, and his name is William Barr. Now, I have multiple recordings with me trying to turn it in calmly and collectively to law enforcement where they did absolutely nothing. I've got multiple recordings with me as well as Tara Smith from Adult Protective Services where she did absolutely nothing. Everybody keeps trying to redirect it as if they ignore it, it means that the threats, harassment, and assaults are going to stop. Well, they haven't. Law enforcement did everything that they could to cover up the crimes by the Bollinger family, both before and after Natalie's death. I can't just keep on taking this abuse, and I can't keep on having to run through the gamut of police officers helping my predators by having me locked up and imprisoned falsely, repeatedly, so that my predators can have protection orders while I'm incarcerated and illegally preventing me from going. These are federal offenses and someone needs to do something about it. Meanwhile, the FBI won't do anything.
Did you contact the detective here like we told you yesterday?
I was trying to find somebody all day to make the call with me. I'm afraid to talk to you guys by myself.
You're at the Cortel Inn, right?
The what inn?
Which hotel are you staying at?
Give me a second. The Sky Palace.
Which is a block and a half away from where the PD station is. So tomorrow morning, 8 o'clock, you need to walk over here, which is just behind the McCook Christian Church, and come speak to a detective.
Yes, sir. Is there a detective by name that I can speak with?
You can either speak to a detective Larry Kinney or a detective Kevin Hodgson.
Alright, let me write these names down. It'll take me... Oh, here's my pen. Larry Kinney?
Yes.
Alright, L-A-R-R-Y.
K-I-N-N-E.
N-N-E, or what's the other one's name?
Kevin.
K-E-V-I-N.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Last name Hodgson. H-O-D-G-S-O-N.
Alright. And I've got...
And if you walk outside the hotel where you're at, and you look right, you got a couple of traffic lights. Go to the second one, you'll see the McCook Christian Church off on your left. Behind that building is the City of McCook building where the police station is at.
Yes, sir. I'm gonna try to get somebody to go in with me. I only know one person in this town. One of the other people at the hotel might go with me. I'm gonna go ask him.
That's fine. You just need to come here and speak to a detective, okay?
Yes, sir.
It's
Thank
only
you.
a block and a half away.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
All right. Bye.
All right. Bye. I'm gonna go ask the neighbor if he'll go in with me. He keeps giving me the Christian stuff. I don't know. He might be one of them very rare real Christians. I know I've had a lot of people fool me. People like Brenda Dickinson. Laura Nelson was not a Christian until almost a year after Natalie was killed. This stuff's gotta stop. It's gotta stop.